It's all about our children. Good night, everyone. Good night. Good night. How are you? How do you do? Good night. Good night. I am here with you. Good night. Good night. How do you do? Good night. Good night. I am here with you. Join me, please. The notification is out. Could you please join me? Good night, everyone. And how are you all? I am giving God thanks for health and strength. The breath of life is in my body. How are you? How were you throughout the weekend into the new week? Are you okay? Is there anyone that's been ill? Did you have any unexpected experience? How are you? How are you health-wise? How are you physically and emotionally? How are you? Thank you for coming on. Thank you. And you can touch up the like button as you come. Yes, thanks. Welcome. Welcome. How are you physically, emotionally, and all the alleys? Are you okay? Was there anything that disturbed your peace and you still do not get over it? How are you? Mothers, how are you? Single mothers, how are you? Fathers and sometimes single fathers too, how are you? How are your children? How are your friends? And most, how are your neighbors? Have you visited with any of your neighbors? Have you visited with any of your friends? How much person did you help this week? Did you show a little kindness? Yes, you do. I know you do. You will be blessed. And what is not given to you will pass down to your children. Do a little good. Do a little kindness to someone, and I hope you do. Just give me 5 seconds. Okay. So then, welcome one and all. You're in good spirit. I know. You're feeling good. Even though maybe aches and pain, you are good. You will be good. You will be well. Yes. Now, welcome to those near and far. Those in the US. Those in other countries. It may be a next day in your neck of the woods. It may be just dawning. It may be sunset in the other part of the country. But where are you? I welcome you. Whether you're going to see the live or you have to listen to it afterward. But I welcome you. For all the subscribers, new subscribers, subscribers that are here before, I welcome you. I appreciate you and I thank you for subscribing to Positivity Positive channel. Thank you very much. And with the help and the strength and the love, we will grow, birthing out in the seams. So we are growing. Thank you very, very much. This channel had much more to offer. And with your help and your cooperation, with your strength, we can educate each other. You to me and me to you. Because one person doesn't know it all. Sometimes we think we knew it all. We think we have it. But no. If we just listen to other persons, we realize that, oh, there is something more that I can learn. So you with me and me with you, we both will rejoice in the goal. Because you learn from me, I learn from you. Okay? For those that have persons that relative, friends, whoever, your neighbor, whoever it is, that are on their sick bed tonight, and you are praying, you're reaching out. Remember, hurt have no sorrow that heaven cannot cure. So don't give up. Don't give up. It is time for the person to be healed and you yourself to be healed, to be more strengthened to go with it. Don't give up the battle. Hurt have no sorrow that heaven cannot cure. For those that mourn, mourning may endure for a night, but joy cometh in the morning. It may be dark through the tunnel, but at the end of the tunnel, there is light. Perpetual light. Keep courage. Pray it up. Be strengthened. Even when you think you're weak, you are strong. Tell yourself you are strong. I am strong. And say that to yourself. Say that with assurance. Say that you believe that you are strong. Do not be like the guinea pig. Don't continue saying, weak, weak, weak. No. Throw weak aside and tell yourself, you are strong. Okay? The burden may be heavy. There was a song that said, footsteps in the sun. I haven't heard that song in a long while. And the author of that song, the person were giving a testimony. Yeah. And they were counting the footsteps because their footsteps, if you are carrying me, I should be seeing your footsteps. When we reach to some part, and say one set of footprints in the sun. I said, Lord, I did not see your footstep. Where were you? And so when you did not see the footsteps, I was carrying you. So tonight, be encouraged. Be encouraged. The Lord is carrying you. That's the reason why you haven't seen 2 sets of footprint in the sun. Because his footprint don't have to be in the sun. Yours. And he's carrying you. So be encouraged tonight. If you have to mourn, mourn. If you have to bawl, bawl. If you have to holla, holla. That's how it goes. But be strengthened. And let love be your portion. Okay? For the young ones that are studying, love, love, love. Be encouraged that the race is not won until you reach the finish line. Yes. So when you've reached the finish line, and remember, if you aim for the moon and you fall, make sure you drop within the stars. Aim high at all times. Lift your guards high and let yourself know. Let self know that, hello, I am here. Good night. Thank you for being here. Good night. Good night. Good night. Yeah. So be encouraged. Don't let your guards down. Try and fail, then you never try at all. Try and have it and put it down that when you want it, you can pick it up, then you did not get it at all. You have to look for it. Yes. That's my encouragement to you. Cast your cap over the wall and go for it. Aim high. Yes. Tonight, these are touchy subjects, touchy topics. But I am a person that endorses human. I'm a humanitarian person, if you understand me. And I go for the children. Yeah. I am a people person. Good. Tonight, this topic is the adolescent / puberty. It's all about the young people tonight, including their guardian or parent. And I bring out this because there are so much things I have seen. Where young people and parent is concerned. And it is hard at times to deal with some of the situation that we have to deal with. It is hard because we do not stop to interact, to study the persons that we are around. And one of the most important things is to step back and know the person who you are around, and know the person who you are. Many parents grieve. Many parents sometimes goes onto the word to say, I'm sorry. What happened? We don't have that knowledge. It's not broad enough. We think we know it when we don't. When we don't. Yes. Interaction is key. Communication is key. And when you start having children, and now you are an adult, your walk should be different. Your talk should be different. Because these young ones are going to mirror you. You are their mirror. Walk the walk, talk the talk. Yes. And in different part of the world, in every country, every parent have struggles. Sometimes you do read the book from cover to cover, from line to line. You study it as a recitation. But we still miss along the way. Do you think be jaconiant, and let me say you watch the child, most of the time stops them? No. There was a person who lives in near to the community I was. And the guardian of the young lady, every evening she came home from school, and this is not an Nancy story, this is a real story. She would took her in the room, asked her to pull her underwears down, and she carried out a search. Because I am looking to see if anybody trouble you. So of course the evidence is going to be there. This was her way of doing things. This was her way of interacting with this young lady. You know what happened? That young lady got pregnant right under, right in her eyes. Right there in her eyes. Because she was at a cook shop, and the young lady came from school, and she stopped there, and she would give her the pots to wash. And one of the person who is on the site, there was a site, and she herself didn't even know who got her pregnant. And she got pregnant right there. But this was the way she knew. I'm going to search you. Yet she got pregnant, dropped out of school. Thank you, welcome for being here. Dropped out of school. And her guardian searched her every evening. To see if the passage had walked on or walked in. You know what I'm talking about. So, we could say first-time persons, first-time parents, they do the things how they think was best. They do it and they say, well then, this is the best way. Another story, this father, and this was a true one again. Every night, this little young lady wanted to go to the bathroom. No, this was on the outside. So he took up his flashlight and followed her to the toilet. And he's waiting at the door patiently. And she is inside the toilet, doing her quarter mile or 1 inch or 1 yard or whatever. And him outside there waiting. Because the plan make and the person went in the toilet, but this father would not allow her to go to the toilet alone. So he followed her, and he's sure that he is securing the person. Good security. Need to be fired from his job because the damage took place and he is securing. So that was what they knew how, and this was the how they knew how to do their thing. Were they doing good parenting? Some far, somehow, but lucky, not studying who you have. Now, adolescent, a young person in the process developing up from a child to an adult, and it is called adolescent or puberty. Now, we have our children as our parent did have us. And as I say, they parent how they think they know best. When the child is a baby, so you know, you go through the baby stage, and from the stage to a toddler, and from the toddler, you know, you leave creeping, start walking, start talking, and you go this far with the child. But as soon as they turn 12, going into teens, they no longer have this type of interaction with them. They don't realize that the body is changing. You were looking at an 8-year-old, a 7-year-old, but now you're looking on a child before you, soon to be getting bumps, breast, soon to be getting hair. That's the girls. For the boys, voices, the voice started to change. So this little, no, you're hearing, yes. No. And the voice getting deeper. And the girl start looking different. With such change, the entire chemistry, body buildup of the child is going through a different process. So now the behavioral pattern is different. This is the time. Before this time comes, you are prepping the person. You are prepping your child. You're prepping your girls. Because most time, persons look, parent, all the girls and let loose the boys. So the boys are free run, while the girls are held in a grip. But no, both of them is to be held in a grip. You're not going to be gripping them to squeeze the life out of them. Or you're gripping them in love and communication. You should be friend with your children. Yes. You should be such good friends. And start it from the little. That they can sit and reason. And if anything happened to them, they will be able to let you know. Tell you another story. These that you hear I say, they're not a Nancy story. These are live things that happen. This gentleman, he works at a place, and when he's coming back on a Wednesday night, it's prayer meeting. So he would stop at the church, carry a change of clothes, stop at the church, and take part in prayer meeting, and then in ghetto. This dear church sister said, okay, it is hard for you to go home and to come back because the church would be about 2.5 miles from where he lives. So tell you what, I leave dinner for you on the Wednesday night. So when you come, you can stop by my house, rest, have something to eat, and we all go to church. Yes, it was accepted. One of the evening, she have a 6-year-old at home. And she left a 6-year-old to say when he comes, thank you for being here, welcome. You could touch the like button too. Thank you very much. When he comes, you should show him that his dinner is at that spot. So she put on a cartoon. The little girl is there watching the cartoon. She is next door. She was learning sewing, she told me. So she was next door at the dressmaker. The morning, the man comes, have his dinner, and decided to eat dessert too. So the morning when she was looking after the young little girl to go to school, while giving her a bath, she observed something. And she said to the little girl, who trouble you? Da-da-da-da. The little girl mentioned the name. She asked how it does. She picked up her phone and she called someone else in the fright, and that person called me. The little girl said, yet she was in the couch watching TV as he came and saw her. And then he picked her up, put her in his lap, and she felt something very hard. And he had her there until. So when I questioned her, I said, took her to the doctor, took her to the hospital now. Told them what happened. And then you took it further. I am listening for you to call me. You hear what she said to me? What him such a bright spark in the church. And I really want to do that, you know, it ever bring down shame upon him. I said, okay, leave my phone now. Take the L off of my phone. This little girl lived with all of this. Right? Took the child to the doctor. From there, and I feel so bad. And she used that excuse. Hello, you could be at God's foot. You could have dipped on the throne. This woman is pulling you down. Yeah. So, persons, parents, especially single mothers, we need to know the changes in our children. Not just look and say, oh yeah, time big man now, yeah, get pressed. No. This is the time when you gird up your lines. Yes. Because if you don't do it, they are vulnerable. 1. 2. If before you have children, let's say you didn't marry, let's say you didn't settle down with one person, and you have 100 male, is when you start having children, be it boy or girl, drop off 99 in the shadows. Now make them see you. Now make them know about it. Let them see you with 1. Put the 99 somewhere else behind. You know why? You took back your likes? Oh, so sad. You give them 1 likes and you take it back. Never mind. When you're doing things, they are mirroring you. And if you want to know if your children mirror you, when they're growing up, they look at you get dressed and things like that. You see, when you're out, they would pretend they are you. So they put on your clothes, they put on your shoes, and they walk the walk. They're in their spike heel. Yes. Then you know. Then you know that they are mirroring you. Whatever you do is going to be reflecting on them. Good. At this stage, you have to start your thing with the children. Fathers, and I said the good fathers, the considerate fathers. I could say the same thing for mothers too, because sometimes after they've reached certain, they can't bother. I can't bother. Me not know what making, and this is one of the things they said, welcome. This is one of the things they said, they're bad. No. No. They're not bad. They're not bad. Think of when you were getting into teenage age. They need guidance. Continuous guidance. Not guide yesterday and today. You don't bother. Continuous guidance. Help them to develop a trust in their self. I grew girls. Yes. And let me tell you, my girls, and I don't boast because I don't put my family on social media. I don't put my family out here. My family does not belong on social media. And I don't come on social media to boast of my family. Because sometimes many of you would have bumped right into them at some place, somewhere in the world. But I grow girls. Yes, beautiful girls. And at one point, I am a single mom. But let me tell you something. Until this day, if something wrong down at the bottom part of them, you hear them call, mommy so and so, mommy. Yes. I grow them to I am going to trust you, you know. But I need you to put a level of trust in yourself. Yes. Then I can cushion you. And I can carry you. And my girls went all to high school, all to university, and acquire what they needed. And you see, for those reasons, I am very passionate with children and parents. Believe me. And I saw a lot of things that took place. I was a part of a group that we hunt down the little predator them. Yes, I do. Victim support unit. I was a part of that. A member of that in my country. I would like every child, it may not happen, but into their area, whatever they're strong at, whatever they're good at, that they are successful. They rise above the dust, that they can help other persons. Yes. This is no adolescent or puberty, whichever you want to call it. This is when you're moving from the child into adult, taking a step over in the adult avenue. And who do they want to help them in that avenue? Their parent. Mostly their mothers. Because no matter what happened, they love their mothers. And children, don't forget, children love boundaries. And this is what most of the time the parent remove. Boundaries. Lay your boundaries. And you know how you're going to know they respect you for it? When they grow up a little more. But I'm glad say mommy, I'm glad say daddy do. Yeah. They respect boundaries. They will push back, but stand strong. It is not the whip over their backs. But most persons use loose languages to their children. No. Absolutely no. You're not going to tell them about da yeah. And don't say, oh, I do this, but my children don't know that I do it. Whoop. They're going to know one of the day. Please like up the like button. You come and please like 5 persons were here a while ago. Thank you for being here. Could you touch the like button? Thank you. Let the channel be active. Make it sure that it is active. Right? It's not the biff buff boof. No work. No work. Thank you for coming on. Could you please touch the like button? Thank you for coming on. Welcome to be here. It's not the push out and the whatever. No. This is a critical time of their life. This is a time when they cannot handle their own body. So you're not going to tell them they're a big woman and you're going to push them out there. No. At the end of the day, when you think you are doing something that is good, you are hurting the children. You are hurting them. And when they came up to find out that this was and why did so and so, they start pulling your feathers. They start asking you questions. So why? I tell you something. 1991. Still young. First time I get to travel. And I leave my girl with somebody. And it was on the hotel program. So of course I was in INS working. Phone was not so prevalent. So it's like I have to send a call here and I get them to go here to answer, to talk with me. And this I am doing, and I am sending money, and I am doing all that I knew whatever. This was not really, thank you for tuning in. Yes, this was not really that you are, giving gifts for love. But of course, I am thousands of miles from them. So I have to know what is happening. And at one point, I get a news that was not sitting well with me. I caught my steer. I left the work. I have to get a private plane from one end to the other end. A matter of fact, when I grab my things and I go in, they go on the computer, they said, but you're not here, your name is not there for departure. I said, I want to go home. I feel like I'm walking. I feel like I put on a runner and I decide to run. I have to get home. The money didn't sweet me anymore. The travel in the United States did not sweet me anymore. Yeah. I left my little virgin girl. So I want her to turn virgins until the right time come. And when them that make space for me, and when I reach Newark Airport, again, they don't have any. And I have to sit there until they shuffle me in on a flight. And I got through from there, so I called and I said, ask my neighbor to come to the airport at search time and pick me up. Nothing sweets me anymore. And I said, Lord, I am not leaving the shores again until they can take responsibility for themselves. Because guess what? You leave them in the hand of somebody who is not their child. He's not their two girls. Right? So they are not going to put out what you would have put out for them. The greenback dollar never sweet me again. And I get home to put things in place before things go rather worse. Yes. I got home because of course I had a job there. But the opportunities come and I took the opportunity to travel. And I get home to my children. I said, Lord, do not let me go on another plane until these children can be responsible for themselves. And God have it just that way. Because I have one who was going to start high school. Huh? I couldn't afford certain things. And God have it in that way. They needed me. They needed my guidance. They needed my protection. So I didn't let the whims and the fancy get to me. And how much time I travel after that? Till them come to and travel. And everyone goes through and settle themselves, land themselves a good job. Settle in. Yeah. Right? So this is a time when your child needs you more than any time else. This is the time you need to sit, whether the dinner table, the breakfast table, wherever. Strike up stories with your child. This is the time. These are very serious time, and we realize that children are seeing and learning things now that we didn't even know about. Well, of course, most of us, like myself, who decide to know and did not say, well, then, oh, my brain's still intact, I can learn. Yeah. So, to every opportunity I get, I'm on to new things because I have to be on top of the game, not the game on top of me. I have to master the game. And parent, you have to master your game. Now in the lower affluent of people, you call them on the poverty level. Some of those mothers, as soon as the chest get rise, if they even see somebody interfering with them, they encourage them to go on, man. You have money, man. You have money. Yes, you have money. They sold them out. They damaged them. And they came back as a damaged goods on repair. And that took them through life. Some never forget. This damaged them because what? They lose out on their childhood days. They lose out young people together. They lose out on that. They became a damaged goods. An adolescent. That's the time all the pubic. I don't think pubic is a word that I will be trans for. The pubic hair grows. Because one straw and a beard start come. And all of these things, body start change. You know, the walk, the front, the shape start take on. Yes. Vulnerable times. Vulnerable times. God bless the mothers or the parents that have gone through successfully and do their part. And what else to come would be history. Right? Many parents find it very hard to understand an adolescent, children, or child. It's a pressure on the parent. Because what? They don't study the persons around them. They don't. So they find it hard to deal with these people. The rebel in them cannot be controlled at times, uncontrollable. And the more you push, is the more they get upset. Is the more they rant and they rage. Don't go there with them. Wait until they calm down. Yes, let them nicely beside. Your body is going through these changes. It is hard for you to handle. And I myself don't understand. But be it boy or girl, young persons, young adult. Young man, young woman, young lady, young one, youth, juvenile. This is how we call them. And all of these names line up on the adolescent. Government see them as children. Yes, they are. They are just getting into that, that change in their life. There is a young man now, twin. I want to coin it properly. I want to coin it in a nice way. Their aunt, their mother, left them with their aunt, their auntie, their mother, sister, boys. And that auntie, big one, ravish the little boy. Remember the little boy, 7, 8, 9, I want little something they have. And this big grown woman would only see the little pencil, the little short cut off pencil, and try to use it for right. The mother found out that boy has never get over it. He grew up a troubled child. He has nightmare, daymare, all sort of a mare come. All the grass and them a cut with the mare. It not quiet the mare. Today as I speak, he's in prison. So, as I said, it's not only girls, but your boys, your innocent boys. They need guidance. And most time, although single mothers tried to grow the boys, and they successfully do, but there is a link that is left out of their life, which is their father. Now, when children reach this part of life, to go through puberty, adolescent, you need to have them active. Yes. Get the brains. So this is one of the reasons why the school put them in sports that they choose. So what happened? You burnt out in the sports. Yeah, you have something else to active the body and the mind. Thank you for being here. Welcome. Welcome to you. Thank you for being here. Welcome. I appreciate you. Thanks. Great. This is the time when you get them in activity. Yes. Let them be cognitive. Let them be cognitive. Put them in cognitive positions. And this will help them to think. Whichever you're going to give them, whether you're going to give them music, but find something. When you see this coming up, along with their schoolwork, because guess what? They are more power in them. Them get stronger. Them that guess what? There are always many times others are out there to lead them in the wrong direction. They want to go upstream, but there are the influence that are pulling them downstream. So this is the time you start seek out activity for them. You reason with them and you get them doing something. Keep the brains active. Keep the body that is going through the change and they can't handle it. And yes, that they will look into a direction that they will be proud of themselves days to come. Not throwing blame. Me blame mommy. Me blame auntie. I blame such. And the blame game started. Yeah. The blame game started. I coulda. I shoulda. Don't let it reach there. And parents, in doing all of this, you're educating yourself too, because you are learning, definitely learning. And on your learning grounds, you can pull them in. Yeah, you can pull them in. And if they come and they say they want to join the football team for heaven's sake, let them go. Because God, what? You're keeping them active. You're keeping them active. This topic, it goes in a little lengthy way. I may have to have a part 2 with it. But there is something I want to look on here. There are 3 stages, and I think some person who are listening, may if you have children, apparently you may know. If you don't have children yet, please prepare. Read up on all the books, because guess what? The persons that are reading, they use the stories, they use the study model to build their thing, to do their thing. So you have the this period development corresponding between the ages of 10 to 19 years. Their development from 10 to 19 years. Now, puberty through age 18 to 22 or 18 to 25. That is the first stage. Teenager is between okay, there are 3 stages. Early adolescent, ages 11 to 14. Middle adolescent, ages 15 to 17. Later adolescent, ages 18 to 21. In the New York State, You have to keep them until they're 21 years old. That's the time you wean them. Well, under 21, they are your child. Yes, you have to respond to them. There are other countries that I think give the leeway that they're out earlier. In my country, it it moves from, it was 18, I think. When I was younger coming, was 18, until they dropped down this consent story to 16. So you can consent to sex that time. And you maybe can get married when you're 18. In the United States. And I'm just talking about this area. Until they're 21. Yes. They consider them adult. So there are 3 stages: early adolescent, age 11 to 14, middle adolescent, ages 15 to 17, and late adolescent, ages 18 to 21. So when we don't protect them, and they're out there vulnerable, and Mr. Predator, like Mr. Mongoose, who take a look for the people who don't know mongoose. In our country, we have mongoose. They catch chicken. They don't catch the big fowl there. The chicken then they catch. So with Mr. Mongoose, oh, look at these chicken, and they go after them. When I was growing up, and I would consider myself a very smart girl, and I see things happen to my classmates and things. You know what I do? I registered into a thing their class. So it wasn't kung fu, because that's a Chinese. Because I tell myself, I say to myself, I must be able to defend myself. So don't matter how big and strong you think you are, a elbow will do it. Because you can't touch me. You can't. So I check myself in. And each time, because I was preparing myself bodily, that if you try me, I'll take you down. Yeah. It is important. And I know mothers, it's a burden. It's a heavy load. So love do not come with only with material things. Don't matter how much material things you're giving. They need that touch. They need that hug. They need that sit down and reason. Them can pull out and ask you. They can say they don't understand this. So not the whole lot of material things. That doesn't buy love. And that was what, when I was away, when I look at it, sending things and sending and doing this, no, they need a physical me. Wasn't easy. Wasn't an easy road to tread. but I did it. When I sat and saw my daughter graduating from high school, I said to myself, Lord, how did I do it? Giving God thanks. She was not one of the dropout. She was not one of the street roamers, because I did not allow them to do that. Yeah. If they come and tell us they want to go party and they want to go dance, yes. Tell them yes. Condition applies. So you know when they're getting ready, you're getting ready too, because it's the two of us going to the party. How about that? How about that? Condition applies. So you alone are going. I will be there. And you are not wearing any X-rated thing to go. We are going nicely dressed into the party. Yes. And you know that will deter things. That will. Okay. So my friends, it's not an easy road to travel. And this is for the children. But are they by themselves? No. Are they growing themselves? No. Haven't they had mother, parent? Yes. Where are the parent? Some of the things you had to put them aside because you may not have the money to pay a nanny while you do certain things. So some of your things, you have to put it aside to be with your children. To take them through the rough passage. Many of us didn't actually have persons to talk to us. Some we learn it elsewhere. Some of us, you went down the wrong tube. But lucky for you, you get out. And when you get out, you would have said, I will not allow my child to swim in that same water. So you are going to be more cognizant of the fact and the behavior of your child. If somebody there want to say something or ask a question, please be free. Please be free. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being here, because cognitive involving conscious intellectual activity such as reasoning or remembering a child is a reasoning. Being a good thinker, right? Implement based and reduce. In such time and in such way of life, they are dealing with the physical, emotion, and mental too, right? Mental too. So their emotion is going spoiling. Parent, be strengthened. And if you have 100, if you have 44 like the the lady I'm reading about in Africa at what, 40? Her age is what, 40, I think? I don't think it was 38. Oh, 38. And she have 40 children. Twos, threes. I don't know if she having fives too. And when you look at it, I ask myself the question, my God, this woman's supposed to get the biggest pot in the world to cook into. How do you manage? And you know, surprisingly, when she have the last set of twins that brings it to 40, her husband walked away from her. Isn't that sad? I don't remember how much girls they said in it. But you imagine this lady have to have a big meeting, gather them like the hen gather her chick, sit down and talk to them. Or the big, go until the bigger ones can help out and give some advice to the smaller ones. Right? It's a hard road to travel and a mighty long way to go. So when you see children came there, you know, they come through until they can make their, oh yes, 40 children. Yeah. Somewhere in Africa, I think, I don't remember. I was reading, it came up several times. I was reading it. I even planned was to jot down some things from it. I didn't do it. Until the other day I saw it again. 38, 40 children. They come in twos and threes. And when you look at her, she looked fairly good. She looked good. She looks good. So, yeah. Mothers, parent, you need all the strength, the vitality, the vision, because you want to see the best for your children. There is no mother that wants to see the worst of their children. Every mother, every last one, except for those that throw them away like a piece of rag. But every good conscious parent wants to see the best for their children. They are looking on their future. They are looking on a future pilot. They are looking on the future of their children. I would like my child to be so and so. I would like my child to be so and so. But one thing, as I say when I started, your children mirrors you. You are the reflection of your children. So whatever you do, let they reflect you in a good way. Let the mirror, when they look, you are their mirror. So put the mirror on the wall and let they have a reflection of you in a good way. Nobody want to ask any question? Nobody putting in anything? Are you satisfied with the reasoning? You don't want to ask any question? Yes. Right? So, tonight, Is there anyone out there have any question to ask? You have question to ask? Please do so. Satisfy reasoning on. Right? Please ask your question. Please make your suggestion. Anything that I missed, you can put in your point, put it in. Right? So we have the puberty through age 18, 22, or 18 to 25. So they are young adult. And that's sort of make the difference between the adolescent and the puberty. Although the adolescent is moving on to adulthood, the puberty, they are even in their 18 and 25. Young. And the teenager and the later ones, what they are. Right? So even to that, you realize that your presence, your speech is accepted. They need you. You know when they need you more? When the time of the month comes. Some, it comes with all different things. Some have pain, 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 pain. I have a daughter where it landed her up even in the hospital. She was in the foreign country. The doctors had to call me and ask me, I forget the sickness that she says. I say, I don't know if that's running in my family. They told her to take birth control pill to see if it could. And they do everything. She is like a wet fowl. Oh, she had to end up in the hospital. Pain, 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 pain until that cycle of crying. And it was all natural. And they said, well, the only way you will get rid of it is you'd have to get pregnant. Oh, no, that's the last thing this girl wants to hear. Because I am going to university. I am studying so-and-so. What kind of pregnant telling me about? Eh? And this is she with the doctor. Yeah. Now she finished doing her studies. And then she said, then, if this cycle pain can stay, so all the other pain I go stay. Anyhow, she got through it. Right? So you are needed. You are needed. So when a girl is going to get pregnant at age 12, at age 13, at age 40, do you know what this child is going through? And when they got pregnant, you get up and you say, well then, look here. This is so and so and so. And more stress. More stress. Some damage for life. Never get around. Never come around. We're not saying that they're not to go have fun. We're not saying that they're not going to have children. But for heaven's sake, took them out of the baby stage. When they reach adulthood. Yeah. When they reach up in the adulthood proper. Okay? And as I said before, parent, it is your responsibility. It is your responsibility. You find fathers end up with a child. Where is the mother? The mother gone leave the father with the child and don't care. When I was growing up again, these people were tenant on our land, and this lady have half of a dozen children. And when she walked away and leave the father, she didn't walk away when things were not high. She walked away after they bought a piece of land, built a house and whatever. And she walked away and leave that half dozen children. The youngest one were just sitting up. And she leave those children in the house. The father came home to find only the children. And the poor little one sit down up in the house. And she went away to a different parish, meet with a different person, and start having another set of children. Many mothers leave their children and they went abroad, and when they went abroad, they turned virgin. The person where they meet upon, they are virgin, have never touched. And they leave their children. I'm speaking about something in our country that I knew of, more than one. And they started, oh, I've never have a child. Oh no, never get pregnant. And ulambalu, pregnancy come. And those that they left, they never look at them. Girls, this lady, young lady, their mother left 6 of them. When she were going to England, the last one was only 4 months old. And when she went to England, she never have a child. She don't know what it is. That when she stayed there, ignore the girls and boy that she left there, to the whim and the fancy, to the world, to the abuse, to the everything of relatives and friends. And she went there and she have 2 more children, and she didn't even have the courtesy and the manners to tell those children about those 6 that she have. Yeah. Now, some of the times, women, mothers, they got cold in such a way that they do some atrocity. You left 6 children, and you went away and you have 2 more. And that husband, you told that husband, I've never got pregnant yet. Oh, I am such a ladylike. And you have 6 children. Need. Never take one. And there are several of those cases. I know big women who still live with the resentment of the mother, who left her as a firstborn and went to England again, and she have children. And when she came back to Jamaica, she was trying to amend with her by helping her to do a house. When she came back, their daughter have 6 children. And the daughter till this day asking, what, Mom, why did you didn't even correspond with me? You didn't correspond with the grandmother. You call your mother, you don't even ask about the child. So many children went through some hard things. Mother left 6 children. You don't even hear about father. I guess him too gone. Yeah. Anyhow, I will have to finish this on the next live. Thank you very much. Could you touch the like button? Thank you for being here. You're not touching the like button? Ain't you like the live? And you're not asking no question down there. Thank you anyhow for being here. It was a pleasure of your company, to have you listening to me. Think on these things. Think on these things. For those that are in the middle with your children, make the bond a little tighter. Let the bond with your children a little tighter. Yes. Do your best. They were given to you by the Almighty. There are many people wanted to have children and cannot have any. Some do get pregnant and they do otherwise. When they want to have a baby, they can't have a baby because this was done and that was rupture and all kind of things happen. They are blessings. Sometimes we say they are blessing. Some things that happen that could not be blessing. But your womb is blessed. You have given birth. For those that have not yet and to come, read, educate yourself that when that time comes, and you know it's going to move from 1 hour whole, 2 hours old, 1 day old, 2 day old, until they reach 12 years old. And your job is now begun. When they were babies and you put them up, the job don't start yet. It's moving upward. Then the job start. Yes. Sometimes tears run down the parent eyes. What more can I do? Yes. But don't worry. Let them mirror you in a good way. Let your life so shine that at the end of the day, they can say thank you. No, you know that I was so and so, but I thank my parents. However small it is, let love rules. Be there for them. Be there for them. Guide them, wisdom, knowledge, and understanding with discretion. Execute that. It's our children. It's yours, and it's mine, and it's for everybody's children. Yes. Love them, care for them, love yourself, strengthen yourself as you go along. It was a pleasure. This is Aquarian, tuning out from Positivity Positive channel. Meet with you tomorrow or the other day. Be good, be careful, be thankful. Let your light so shine that your children can see and follow after you. Pursue your dreams. Yes. Be there for them. Hug them. Kiss them. Pray for them. Don't stop praying. Don't stop praying. Never you stop. The very scripture told you. Around the table, in the wake up, wait, don't stop praying for your children, you will stop the plight of the enemy from going after them. So don't matter what they do, put them in your humble way. Put them before the throne of God. You don't have to be going into the church in order to pray. Wherever you is and wherever you is, since you can't call somebody's name and you can talk something, you can pray. You don't have to go be educated to pray. You're going out, yeah. You're coming, yes. Pray for them. Love them. Cherish them. You're yours. Love you. Thank you for being here. And thank you and welcoming you back on the other day. Bless, bless, bless. Walk good.